Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Worth Unlimited Agent Update and Sales Track Training Call for April 8th, 2019. Today is the day that everyone's been waiting for. We have former U-First agents on the call. We have inactive Worth agents on the call, and we have active Worth agents on the call. So everyone, and we even have some new agents that are just joining the company and coming up to speed with what we do and who we are. And so for everyone that's on the call, I want to welcome you. I want to issue a very warm welcome to everyone that's on the call. I think the information that you're going to see today is going to be revolutionary to your business. I am very impressed with the amount of effort that the team has put here at Worth Unlimited to put together these new items that we're going to be going over with you. And I just want to be very careful. Everything here is going to be recorded, so you can go back and view, but tonight we're going to kind of do an overview of everything that's there and available, and then over the next couple weeks we're going to do individual trainings on each individual item. So please, if you hear something you don't quite totally get exactly what it is at that point, make a note. You can feel free to contact Worth Agent Support, and they can walk you through it. Many of you have my email and phone number. This is Max Saunders, your National Sales and Training Director. You can feel free to reach out directly to me. But do know over the course of the next 4 to 5 weeks, we are going to be doing quite a few different trainings that are going to bring us up to speed with the information that is going to be given to you this evening. So without any further delay, I'm going to turn the time over to Mr. Skyler Witman. And I think you're thoroughly going to enjoy this information, so without any further delay, let's get this show on the road. Mr. Skyler Witman, one of your owners of Worth Unlimited.
All right. Thank you so much, Mac. Really appreciate it. For those of you that are familiar with Worth Unlimited, I welcome you to the call. For those of you that are not familiar with Worth Unlimited, we welcome you to the call as well. Now, when I say not familiar with Worth Unlimited, we have gone through and invited a significant volume of people from our original company, United First Financial. And boy, I can tell you right now, I have actually taken a look at the list of attendees that have registered for this call, and we have got a tremendous attendance on this call. And I see a significant amount of very familiar names. So I just wanted to say welcome to all of you that we have not spoken with for way too long of a time. And I am very grateful for you joining us on the call tonight. It's a pleasure to have you. And it's really something that's kind of exciting to be able to sit down and have so many familiar names and faces in my mind on the call tonight. So without any further delay, we did want to give just a little bit more time for a few more attendees to get on the call, because this information that we're going to be going over is actually extremely significant. You know, it's really hard to convey that just at the introduction of a call. Hopefully, a lot of that significance will come through in the information that we have to train on tonight. But if you can, keep in mind, for those of you that are a part of Worth Unlimited, have been a part of Worth Unlimited for a while now, and those of you that have not been a part of Worth Unlimited but were a part of United First Financial, try to keep in mind about, try to recall all of the challenges. I know that's going to sound kind of strange, but try to recall all of the challenges that you had with presenting the program, what was formerly called the Money Merge account, and what today is a much, much more advanced, user-friendly, beneficial, overall, better sorted out program that we call the Worth account. But if you can, try to recall the challenges that you've had in trying to present and sell the program. Also, try to recall the challenges that you had when it came time to those who wanted to get going on the program, but they simply just didn't have the means or the ability to pay for the program. So if you can, I just want to try and bring those memories to the surface, not because those are great memories, because those were the challenges those were not the exciting parts of United First Financial or Worth Unlimited. Those were the challenges. And so what we want to do on the call tonight is we want to go through and we want to address those challenges head on. Because the easier this is, the greater advantage you have in being able to get out there and be successful with this and help more people to be able to get on top of their finances and get ahead financially. So, like Mac mentioned, we do have a fair amount of information to cover on tonight's call. There is a possibility that this call will go longer than an hour. I'll just tell you right now. So for those of you that can't go longer than an hour, do know that we are recording this call, and we are going to be sending this out to everybody on the call. We'll also be posting it in the Worth Agent back office. So those of you that are already Worth agents, you will be able to view that from your back office. Those of you that are looking to become Worth agents, you will have a new agent back office where this information will be able to be displayed, but you'll also get it in email format. So we already have a tremendous amount of people on the call, so I'm going to go ahead and we're going to just get going. We're going to roll through this information because we do have a lot of stuff to unveil tonight, a lot of stuff to announce, and let's go ahead and jump right in. Okay, so one thing that's really exciting is for those of you, again, that started with United First Financial and Worth Unlimited, our message has always been, the original message has always been, pay off your mortgage in 1/3 to 1/2 the time. It was actually pay off your mortgage and other debt in 1/3 to 1/2 the time. But what we do, the capabilities of the program today, what the program can do, what it's engineered to do, is so much more beneficial than just paying off your mortgage and your debt in 1/3 to 1/2 the time. The program has become so advanced and so well sorted out that we feel that it is a disservice to use a marketing message that's limited to just talking about debt payoff, because in all actuality, that's just half the picture of what this program helps people to do. The program is built to do so much more than that, and because of that, we are changing our marketing message to better match and better suit the program's capabilities. So our new marketing message is eliminate all debt in as little as 5 to 7 years and convert your debt to wealth. Okay? So if you can, I want to just let that little message kind of settle in for a second there. Convert your debt to wealth. Because what we do is we go in and we show people how to get rid of debt, how to pay it off so much more quickly, how to save time and how to save interest. And I don't think there's a single person on this call that would disagree that that is probably one of the greatest challenges in our economy right now, is that people simply don't know how to manage their money, or many people. Some people do, but many, I would say most, based on the current debt numbers out there, based on the current financial information that you'll find all over the internet and the news stations and the financial gurus, people are not managing their debt like they could. And so we help people to be able to get out of debt and save interest, but we also help people. Now we are going to show people proven, factual ways to convert their debt to wealth. Okay? So again, our message is so much more than that. We help people. We show people how to build their financial future with the interest that they no longer have to pay to the bank. Now this, hang in there with us. There's a lot more to go through and break that down. Don't think that that's, the only message and you have to just understand from that message. We're really going to dial that in tonight. Okay, but before we get into all of those exciting details, we do want to cover some housekeeping items that should have been on some of the emails that you received when we notified you about this call. Okay, so for all past UFirst agents, you will, for anyone who has not signed on with Worth Unlimited and would like to sign on with Worth Unlimited now, your past rank will be grandfathered in from United First Financial to Worth Unlimited. Now, basically what that means is if you left off as a branch manager in United First Financial, you will be grandfathered into Worth Unlimited at the equivalent rank. Now, we don't have the same rank titles. We don't have the specific rank title of branch manager in Worth Unlimited. We have an equivalent rank that you will be grandfathered over to. So if you were at any rank above associate, if you remember, the entry rank in United First Financial was associate. If you were at the associate level or any rank above the associate level, you will be grandfathered in at the last rank, or your pay will be grandfathered in at the last rank that you were paid at in United First Financial. Now, if all you had was an associate level rank, which was the very beginning rank in United First Financial, when you sign on with Worth Unlimited, you will actually be bumped up one rank above the associate rank. So in order to be able to do that, actually let me advance this just real quick here. Okay, so if you were at the associate rank in United First Financial, you will be equivalent to the senior associate rank in United First Financial, which in Worth Unlimited is the rank of supervisor. And if you are currently an agent with Worth Unlimited, whether you are inactive or active, and you're currently at the rank of agent with Worth Unlimited, you will be advanced or bumped up to the level of supervisor. So hopefully that makes sense. Anyone who was above associate in United First Financial, you will now be grandfathered over to a comparable rank in Worth Unlimited. Anybody that was at the entry level rank, which was associate, will be bumped up one level in Worth Unlimited, and that up one level applies to all existing starting level Worth agents as well. You will be bumped up one level as well. The promotion agent code to be able to be advanced under this promotion is Agent 30, and we will show you how to use that code for those that would like to get going. Okay, so a couple of things that we really want to do, we want to dial in and really drill in some understanding to the two main challenges, as I'm sure you'll recall, in United First Financial and in Worth Unlimited. The two main challenges that we have always had from the very beginning and pretty much up until now has been understanding the program and the concept, helping people to understand the concept and the program and how it works. Okay, how does this thing work? For anyone that's on the call, I'd like to ask you if you have ever had a challenge explaining to your prospects how the program works, how the concept works. I think that probably everyone on this call, if you could raise your hand, or you can feel free to enter a comment in the comment section, that's always been a challenge, because it's not just something where you explain to somebody, well, you know, 2 + 2 = 4, and that's your answer. It's not that simple. There's a lot more that goes into it than that. And the other challenge that we have always had has been cost to provide the service. How do I pay for it? And so because of those two challenges, we do know that agents and reps with United First Financial and Worth Unlimited have always had those two roadblocks or hurdles to overcome in helping people to be able to get going and start saving money and improving their finances with what we do. And so with those two things in mind, for several years now, we have really been dialing in and trying to focus on what can we do to be able to eliminate or mitigate significantly those two challenges, those two roadblocks. And so what we have done is, for quite some time, we have been working on a solution for both of those challenges. And we're going to go into a lot more than just that tonight, but we're going to go into these two main points quite a bit right now. So what I'm going to do is, well, first and foremost, I don't want to get ahead of myself. We have, for over a year now, actually for, I'd say, close to 14 years, this has been in the making, but for over a year now, we have really been going through and compiling and putting together what has been proven to help people to understand this concept and how it works in layman's terms, so that the average Joe can just go, okay, I get it. And it does not rely on the agent or the company rep to have to be a master presenter or a master salesman in order to be able to get a good firm level of understanding across to their prospect. And so for over a year now, we have been writing an ebook. This ebook literally takes you from a 0 point of understanding, literally zero, you understand nothing, to what we think. And not just what we think. We've been testing, we've been having people that know nothing about what our company does, nothing about how our program works, and we have been doing some beta testing just to see how people react to the information in this book. And the feedback that we've gotten is that it's an easy read. It explains, the feedback we've gotten is that they understand what we do literally to what they claim is a complete point of understanding. Now, they don't understand how everything works behind the scenes, the mechanics of it, but that doesn't really matter. We don't all understand behind the scenes or under the hood the mechanics of how an engine runs or a radiator functions or an alternator or whatever. But we get the fact that the car runs, we get the fact that it's transportation, we get the fact that it helps us get from point A to point B, and we have a good understanding of how it does that. Well, the feedback that we've gotten so far from people that have read this book is that not only do they understand it, but they want to get on the program. And we intentionally selected people that knew nothing about what we do or how we do it. We wanted to get a completely untainted viewpoint and feedback from people that have literally no idea what we do. Once they got done reading the book, the feedback was absolutely phenomenal. We did get some feedback about certain points, and maybe, you know, they understood it, but maybe some ideas of maybe how it could be a little bit more easy to comprehend. And we definitely had open minds and listened to these people. And this has been a process in the making, again, for well over a year. And we're so excited about this book that we have made it so that this is a free downloadable ebook that you can share with anyone, anywhere. It's not just a quick little pamphlet, but it's not a great big long novel either. It's roughly, if you go through and print it out, because you can print it out, you know, right off your printer, you can put it into just a digital format. I'll get into all of that and show you how all of that works on this call as well. But when you print it out, it's about 55 pages. Okay, so it's not just a short little pamphlet, but it truly is a quick, easy read. And not only does it go through and explain how the program works, but it explains why we are doing what we're doing. It explains our origin. It explains why we started this. It explains why we are so passionate about helping people to be able to get out of debt, and why we're passionate about helping people to be able to build wealth. That is something that we have always known that the program can help people to do, but we have always focused more on the debt elimination side to help people to really get a good foundation. But it is time now to also introduce and teach and show people how to convert their debt into wealth. And that's the reason why we've named this book, Convert Your Debt to Wealth. Okay, so hopefully this makes you know, a lot of sense to those of you that are actively current and working with Worth Unlimited, and we believe that it will make a tremendous amount of sense for those of you that may become new agents with Worth Unlimited. We welcome each of you who is interested in wanting to maybe get going part-time, spare time, full-time, whatever you may choose to do. But the one thing that we believe is that the information in this book will make it so much easier for you and your prospects. So also what we've done, and I want to go through and share that with you now, is we have, let's see, okay, so we've made it in a free downloadable ebook format, but where do you download it from? Well, we've gone through and we've created a new replicated agent website. Now, for those of you who are currently agents with Worth Unlimited, you may remember that the previous replicated agent website, it definitely could have used some improvement. And so for some time, we have been taking that feedback. We've been getting different feedback from the market on how to really make it an optimal site for what we do. And we would now like to go through and show you the new replicated website. So if you don't mind, I'm going to go ahead and pause the screen here for just one moment, and we're going to go ahead and get this new replicated site up for you to be able to view. Just hang with us for one moment. Okay, here we go. Hopefully you can see this all right. Okay, so I'd like to introduce you to the new Convert Your Debt to Wealth website. This is a replicated agent website. I want to go through and show you a few things about how this site functions. And let's see, if you don't mind, I'm just going to hit a few things here real quick. Okay, so from top to bottom, I'm just going to go through and review a few things with you on this site. As of right now, you will see that the home office phone number is at the top of the site. Now, the site that you're viewing right now is the site as it's built in general, but it's currently just set to the home office setting. You'll see the toll-free number for agent support or client support where people can call in, but this is not the site that you will advertise. The site that you will advertise will be your replicated site. In other words, when I say advertise, the site that you will share with your prospects or the site that you will maybe advertise on AdWords or YouTube or whatever will be your replicated site. So what I want to do is I'm going to give you an example of a replicated site. On your replicated site, it will have your name, it will have your phone number, it will have your agent ID number, and I'm going to get into more of that. Just know that it will have your contact information all throughout the site and all throughout the book. And I'm going to go through and show you that as well in just a moment. But here again, you can see for anyone that wants to go through and download the free ebook, all they have to do is type in their name, first and last name, email address, and click on Get My Free Ebook. Okay. Now, going more throughout the site, some of you may have already seen this news video by NBC on our program, how it works, what it does. We feel like this is a very well done news story on how the program works. But keep in mind, this news story just goes through and explains mainly how the debt elimination and interest savings side of the product works. The book itself explains both the debt elimination side and the wealth building side, how to convert that debt savings into wealth. Okay, so you'll be able to go through and view the site anytime that you want. It is now live. Please don't leave the call yet. Trust me, it's live. You will be able to view your site anytime you want to. For those of you that are not currently agents with Worth Unlimited, all you have to do to see the site is go to worthaccount.com. And again, you'll only see the site without the replicated agent extension on it. But again, once you become an agent with Worth Unlimited, it is set up to be a replicated site with your contact information on it. Now, one thing that's really kind of cool, actually it's really cool, is to date, let me actually just pause for a second. From the very day that United First Financial started, all the way through the mortgage meltdown, all the way through the Great Recession that we had, all the way through all of the financial turmoil that so many markets went through, and some pretty significant large companies, as I'm sure you know, went out of business. We didn't. We have continued to build the product and make it better and better and better, and we've never stopped. We have continually improved the product and made it better and better to what today we feel is an absolute fighter jet product, the very best for anything along these concepts. But even more importantly, we have never once had any type of interruption in the servicing of the clients. We have continued to service the clients both live and hosting of their program from the very time that we started the company. The reason why I'm bringing this up right now is because even though we had the great big mortgage meltdown and the recession and all that kind of stuff, the clients using the program have now paid down nearly $2 billion in debt with the assistance of the program. This is a live ticker that goes through and shows, you can actually see it running right now, that goes through and shows live debt elimination that's taking place right in front of our very eyes. Nearly $2 billion in debt. Now, the thing that's so cool about this ticker is that it is directly tied to the database of the program. So in other words, the database that goes through and funnels and collects all of the information on how much debt people are eliminating using the program in real time, it's tied directly to this ticker. So anytime you want to see how much debt this program has helped people to eliminate, you simply log on to the site and you'll be able to see that real-time, real live number in action right in front of your eyes. We just think that's something kind of cool. Wanted to touch base on that right now. You can log on there, take a look at where that debt reduction ticker is at any time. So again, we have continued to service the clients even through all of the financial turmoil that the markets went through. We've continued to improve the program and make it what it is today, and we won't stop on that. We won't stop on either one of those things. So again, I'm not going to read through all of the information on the site right now, but just some pretty cool information. And all of this information that you see on the homepage of the site goes through and it ties in to the information that's in the book as well. Okay? So calculate your personal wealth. We help people to go through and calculate their personal wealth, how much they'll be able to save in interest savings, how quickly they'll be able to pay off their debt, and how much potential wealth they will be able to build. We also go through and show them specific examples in the book of how to go through and build wealth with their debt savings that they achieved through the program. We have also gone through and collected brand new client testimonials. You can go through and view these anytime you want to. Your prospects can go through and view these anytime they want to. Some of the stories on here are absolutely incredible. We have many tens of thousands of clients out there with stories just like this, but we're obviously not going to go through and load the entire site with all of those stories. These are just a sample and a small taste of the experiences that people are having with the program, both in video format and text format on the right-hand side. You can just see here on the right-hand side, those are testimonials written out separate from the clients that are in these videos. Okay, so just a little bit more information about the book, the site. It goes through and talks about what this financial method is, what this financial method is not, just to help get some of people's misconceptions and understanding started and going right in the beginning. Then also the debt elimination overview video. We have had this video out now for a little over a year. We've gotten tremendous feedback, and this video does go through and give a pretty good overview of the program and how it works. Okay. This next video also goes through and gives a pretty good overview of just one wealth building example by using the program. This short video will go through in a little over 4 minutes, and it'll show you a wealth building example. It's just one wealth building example. This wealth building example is also in the book, but there's we sampled 3 other wealth building examples. And again, just keep in mind, when you no longer are on the hook to pay your lender those interest payments and debt payments for 30 years, actually 30 plus years, when you take into account people go through and refinance their mortgage, you know, anywhere from 4 to 5 to 7 times throughout their lifetime and hit reset every single time they refinance. When you're no longer on the hook to pay those debt payments, you now have a world of possibilities for wealth building that come available to you. And the book dives right into that information in very good, clear detail. Now you'll notice here, okay, free benefits call. In your agent back office as a Worth Unlimited agent, we're not going to have time to train on going into your agent back office tonight, but on the next call next week, we will go through and show you that if you want to have your name and your phone number appear on this site and have your prospect call you after they have logged on to the site, then you can have your name appear on the site. Now, if you have someone that you are used to having present and close your prospects on the program, you can have your name, and you can also have your closer's name and phone number and contact information on the site. So again, we'll go into more of that detail next week, but just know you don't have to have your name and your phone number in here if you don't want to. You can have your closer's name and phone number with your agent ID so that you'll be identified. And just know that any time that a prospect calls and wants to get more information about the program, even if they don't give us your name as the agent that referred them and your agent ID, we already have it in the database. Because if they've entered their name in the site to get their free book or to get more information, okay, request more info, then their name is already in the company database associated with your name as their referring agent. So even if they didn't tell us that you are their referring agent, we can locate their information right in the database, and it instantly assigns them to your name and your agent ID so that you get credit no matter what. Okay? So just a little bit more information, just a little bit of the credibility of the company, you know, just the Ernst & Young Award. I'm sure pretty much everybody's aware of that. Different publications that we've been in, our A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau, all of that information. Now, if somebody has gone through and entered their information to get the free ebook, it will go through and it will send them an email copy of that ebook. Okay, it will email them a link for the ebook. But say that they either didn't download the free ebook or they did, and they want to simply request more information. Well, go through and click on Request More Information, and they can then go through and enter their name, email address, phone number, and best time to call. And depending on how you have chosen to set up the contact information in your agent back office, it will either signal your closing agent to call them back, or it will signal you to call them back, but you will get copied either way. You will be notified either way, no matter how you have your settings set up in your back office. You will be notified that somebody is interested in getting more information. Now, I do realize that we're going through a lot of information pretty quickly on this call, but again, do know that we are going to be holding our Monday night calls going into more and more detail about all of this exciting development for the next 2, 3, 4 weeks, so you don't have to digest everything tonight. Okay, so again, you can review this information at your leisure. You know, whatever time you have to go through and review this, feel free to. We can't go through it all tonight, but one thing I do want to go through and show you is, let's just say that somebody did go through and they entered their contact information to get the free ebook. Let me just go ahead and pull that up real quick. Say that they entered their information to get the free ebook, and I'm just going to skip ahead, and I am someone who has already clicked on the link in the email that came through to me when I entered my information to get the free ebook. Well, here right now, hopefully you can see it, is a copy of the free ebook called Convert Your Debt to Wealth. Now, Convert Your Debt to Wealth, one thing that I didn't do, I probably should have done this, is I probably should have requested the free ebook from one of the replicated site examples, because all throughout the book, it will have the contact information that you as the agent designate. So I'm going to go through and I'll show you the contact information throughout this ebook, where it's located, all of that information. But again, if they requested the free ebook from a replicated site, it will have your agent name, your agent ID, and the phone number you designate for them to call if they're interested in getting going on the program. But again, you can go through, you can download this ebook anytime you want to, read through it. I highly recommend that you read it, because even if not every prospect that you refer to the site reads the free ebook, this information is highly educational for you as an agent with the company. I believe that it will help to open up an entire new level of understanding for you as an agent about how the program works. An angle or different angles or different light and ways of looking at it you probably never have before. The information that's explained in this book really does dial in very elementary terms how the program works, how it helps people to get out of debt, how it helps them to save interest, how it's a benefit, how it's not something that they want to try and do on their own. And for anyone who has ever had an objection from a prospect, from a prospective client on, well, I don't think it's for me because of this, or, well, it sounds too good to be true, or, it sounds like it might be snake oil. If any of you have ever had any of those kinds of objections or more of the skeptical type of objections come at you, you need to read this book so that you, in an educated way, can go through and educate those prospects, help bring them to a greater level of understanding about the concept and how it works. And literally, after reading this book, if they'll read this book, they cannot come back to you and say this is snake oil. They can't. They just can't. They either, I don't mean to be mean, but they're either a very, very slow learner or they just don't want to believe it if they still have that stance after they read the book. And that may sound a little bold saying that right here and right now, but once you read the book, I believe that you'll gain a greater understanding as to why we take that position. Okay, so just going through the information real quick, there's a quick reference link list here that can take you anywhere in the book just for quick reference. Again, we're obviously on the title, a bunch of written testimonials, an introduction, kind of gives you an intro to the book. And then chapter 1 is backstory. We hate debt, and here's why. So in this chapter, we go through and we explain why we have such an aggressive approach to debt, actually to unnecessary debt. There's debt that can benefit you in certain ways and in certain circumstances, but overall, for most consumers across the U.S., debt is a very negative thing, and it's something that's stifling their financial future, as I'm sure many of you know people like that. So chapter 1, and then it gives you little subsection titles for quick reference for each chapter. So again, chapter 1, gives you a backstory on who we are, why we hate unnecessary debt, why we started doing what we're doing. Chapter 2 gives you just a little bit more history on why we're doing what we're doing, how we went about creating the program to help people to be able to get out of debt and build wealth. Chapter 3 just goes into some details about how debt isn't just costing you time and interest, it's literally robbing you from your ability to be able to become wealthy. And we believe that information is pretty crystal clear once you read that. Okay, chapter 4. So that's how the system works. Chapter 4 gives you an overview of how the system works. We feel that it really does break it down into pretty simpleton terms to be able to help both you as an agent and your prospects gain a pretty quick understanding of the concepts behind it, how it works, why it works, all of that good stuff. Chapter 5 actually goes into much more of a nuts and bolts explanation of how the program works. It really dials it down. So if chapter 4 wasn't enough meat for your prospect, chapter 5 we can almost guarantee will be. Now there are some people that once they get the overview explanation in chapter 4, that may be all of the technical information they care to hear about, and they simply want to move on. So we would advise them to skip chapter 5, and it even says at the end of chapter 4, if you feel like you've got a pretty good understanding, skip straight to chapter 6, which is building wealth. But if you want a more in-depth nuts and bolts explanation, go to chapter 5. And chapter 5 really does go through and dial it down for people. Okay? So going to chapter 6, building wealth and lots of it. One thing that's so cool about this chapter is it literally goes through and gives real-life examples, actual realistic examples of how to go through and build wealth instead of building wealth for the banks. Because that's all you're doing with those interest payments. You are literally going through and making them wealthy and building their financial future instead of your own. Okay, it goes into building wealth with a certificate of deposit. It goes into building wealth through rental properties. It goes into building wealth through house flipping. It goes into building wealth with what we call converting debt to income. Okay, so again, we don't have time to go through all of that information tonight, but I will give you a quick example. Okay, so in this book, we go through and we use the example of the Smith family. The Smith family, I'll just give you a quick example here at the end. The Smith family is on schedule to pay $247,000 in mortgage interest over 30 years. Well, in this example, we go through and we show them how instead of paying $247,000 in interest over 30 years, they could pay $38,000 in interest, have it paid off in as little as 5 years, and in that same 30 years that they would have just been paying off their mortgage, they could potentially have over $1 million built up versus just having their house paid off down to zero. All right, I'm going to go into a little bit more detail because it's exciting. We also go through and show them how instead of paying $247,000 in mortgage interest, they could pay $38,000 in mortgage interest and have their mortgage paid off in as little as 5 years and have up to, let's see here, 15 rental properties paid off free and clear, generating them income in 20 years. Actually, it's 20.4 years. So roughly about 10 years less than it would have taken them just to pay off their primary residence and have, you know, approximately $3.3 million in a real estate portfolio built up, earning them $21,000 a month. Now, again, these are hypothetical scenarios. You know, the book does go through and state these are hypothetical, but they are realistic. They're not just pie-in-the-sky garbage that's not realistic. All of this stuff, all of these wealth-building examples in the book are real-life realistic scenarios that are done in real life every day across the country. All right, Chapter 7, and I do apologize. I'm going pretty fast right now. I do apologize, but hopefully when you have this in video format, you'll be able to hit pause, rewind, all that kind of stuff. And again, we will have additional training calls. Okay, Chapter 7 goes into funding a vacation home, toys, and fun. So we go through and we show you how you can purchase a vacation home and turn it into an income-generating asset that you can also use at your leisure and for your pleasure and fun. It goes through and gives an example of buying a toy, like a new boat. It goes through and gives an example of a Hawaii vacation, how to pay for that, how to be able to just have fun with the program. And then the final chapter is what's in your future. It's a closing chapter that really kind of just goes through and summarizes what we've gone through throughout the book already. And just know that the information in this book is not hypish. It's not pie in the sky. It's real life information, examples. It's realistic, and it's information that, again, has been compiled over roughly the last 14 plus years of what we have found people connect with and understand, what we have found people are doing with their program, what we have found people experiencing in already getting out of debt and using these methods that are trained on in this book to build wealth for themselves and their families. And then at the very end, it does go through and has a frequently asked questions section. These are the top most commonly asked questions that we get, more customer testimonials, and again, more information leading them to call for their free benefits call. Okay, now again, I'm going to let you go through at the end of the call and take all the time you want to go through and review the site, go through and read the book and do everything that you can to become more familiar with that. But now what I want to do is I want to get back to some exciting information that we have yet to cover on the call tonight. And again, I'm going to try and go through this information as quickly as I can, but It is going to take us past the hour by, I'm hoping, not too long. But so we've now gone through and shown you just a little bit of the replicated agent website. One thing that we're super excited about now is, for some time, we have been working with PayPal to create a, I apologize, I'm having a little bit of a technical difficulty here. I apologize. Okay. So for a number of months now, we have been working with PayPal in order to be able to get a finance option that makes it easier for people to get going on the program. Now, the price range of the program, we do still have the one-pay option. And that one-pay option can, range from less than $3,000 on up to, $3,500 to $3,700 depending. Now, what that depends on, the pricing, depends on how long we need to service you as a client, how long your analysis and your program take to pay you off, and how long you want to be able to use that program, your program, for wealth building. So it's no longer just a hard, fast price of $3,500. Okay, what happens, and pretty much all Worth agents already know this, but for past UFirst agents that are not familiar with Worth Unlimited, basically what happens when you go through and run an analysis for your prospect, it will go through and tell you what the price is for their program when you run their analysis. Because, again, it's dependent on how long they need our service. So again, if they need our service for less time, the price will be a little bit less. If they need our program for more time, it will be on, closer to $3,500, and so on. So again, one of the challenges we've had, one of the two big challenges we've had, has been helping, or people be able to, people having the ability to get going on the program if they don't have the money up front. Well, one thing that's so cool is with PayPal Finance, it is set up so that you get 6 months, no interest. We have we've gone through and done some surveys with some of our clients and different people, and the information we've gotten back is that could be hugely beneficial for people to have 6 months no interest, because most of the people that get on the program feel that they can have it paid off within 6 months, no problem. And one thing that's so exciting about that is you get paid up front. When your client goes through and opts to go through PayPal Finance, if they don't put it on a credit card or whatever, they just want to put it on PayPal Finance, you get paid up front and there are no chargebacks. So if that client gets going on PayPal Finance and for some reason they don't pay in the future or whatever, there is no chargeback to the selling agent. You don't have to worry about that. Okay. But one thing I do need to make you aware of is that if the client does not have their activation fee paid off within that initial interest-free 6 months, then the interest does go retroactive to when they got on PayPal Finance. So you want to make sure they understand that if they don't have that paid off within 6 months, then they will have to pay interest from the start of getting going with PayPal Finance. Now, some people have asked, that we've been talking with about this, have asked, what's the interest rate with PayPal Finance? And the answer to that is it completely depends. It depends because it's dependent on your approval with PayPal Finance. Some people may have a lower interest rate, some people may have a higher interest rate, but when your client goes through and enters their information to get on PayPal Finance, it will go through and show them all of that information quick and easy. Now, once they go through and enter their information into PayPal Finance, literally within 30 seconds, they will know whether or not they have been approved on PayPal Finance. And one thing that's so exciting is because of the nature of the program and how it attacks debt, it can make your fee with PayPal Finance a priority to get paid off within that first 6 months. So the program attacks that fee as quickly as possible, just as a natural course of the operation of the program, and can be set to get that PayPal Finance fee paid off first and foremost if that's what they choose that they want to do. Now, the next thing that I want to touch on is we do have more ability to pay announcement that we're going to be covering in just a moment. But for those of you that want to get going with Worth Unlimited, for the next 99 days, we are running a promotion that it's $49, normally $149, but for the next 99 days until July 16th, it's $49 to get going as an agent with Worth Unlimited. And all we can say is that with these new tools, the feedback that we've gotten, the consumer surveys that we've been running with all of this new information, this information is stuff that if we had this stuff in United First Financial and Worth Unlimited, your experience, say that you had a good experience, maybe a not so good experience, we know that your experience would have been completely different for the better had these tools, had this information, had the ability to pay been available during those years. So anyway, $49 instead of $149. I won't stay on that, but that is something we want you to be aware of on this call. To get going, the promotion code for that is START49. And again, that is available until July 16th, 2019. And that this promotion is available for inactive Worth agents and past You First agents. It's available for anyone who is not currently an active Worth agent. Okay? So the next thing that I want to touch on, and this is something that's pretty darn exciting, is we now are running a test, what we're calling a subscription test. Okay? We are going to test out subscription pricing as an option for people to get on the program. Now, I'm going to go through this information, and then I'm going to tell you what the main focus of this pricing option should be. Okay? So there's a one-time activation fee. The first thing that you see on the screen is a one-time activation fee of $299 and then $29.95 per month, and that's with a 24-month subscription agreement. Now, if they don't want to sign the 24-month subscription agreement, that's okay, but the price will be $399 as a one-time activation fee and $39.95 per month with no agreement. Now, it does get better than this, but this is the beginning of the subscription option that I want to touch on. Now, when it says test, I want to make sure you do understand we're running this as a test. We're going to see how it does. We're going to see if it's something that consumers react well to. We're going to see if it's something that agents like. We don't want to make this a permanent thing because it's a new thing. And, you know, frankly, if it doesn't do well, then we'll listen to your feedback. That's where we're going to base our decision on whether this stays or goes, is how the field feels about it. Okay? Now, a few more details about this that I want to touch on. We are now introducing a wholesale discount for Worth agents. So if you are an agent with Worth Unlimited, you get a 30% discount on all the software pricing options. Now, what that means is, say that the retail purchase price was $3,495. Well, if you're an active Worth agent, the price for you would drop down to $2,446, which is a discount of $1,049. Okay? Now, say that somebody doesn't have to be serviced as long on the program, and their upfront purchase price is $2,997. Well, the wholesale discount price would drop down to $2,097, which is a savings of $900. Now, the thing that's really cool about this is that it also applies to the subscription. The wholesale pricing also applies to the subscription test. So that activation fee of $299 with the 24-month subscription agreement, instead of it being a $299 activation fee, it would actually be 30% off of that, which is $209. And instead of it being $29.95 per month, it would be $20.95 per month. So that saves you $90 up front and $9 per month, which definitely can add up over time. Again, that's with the 24-month subscription agreement. Okay? So if people don't want to sign the 24-month subscription agreement, that $399 activation fee also will qualify for the 30% discount wholesale down to $279. And then the monthly subscription, again, a 30% discount, will drop down to $27.95. So again, that's $120 savings off the activation fee and $12 per month. And again, that's with no subscription agreement. Now, there's a few qualifiers that we want to touch base on about the wholesale pricing, okay? So as it shows on the screen, 30% wholesale discount is applicable for the first 30 days after becoming a Worth Unlimited agent, okay? So we really want to put some fire under those who are interested in getting going as agents, but we also you want your reps to be able to be out there speaking from experience, telling their own stories about what the program has done for them and helping them save interest and in helping them build wealth. And so that 30% wholesale discount is applicable, again, for the first 30 days after becoming a Worth Unlimited agent. After that, it does go to the regular price. So just make sure that when you sign up a new agent, they're aware of that. It'll also be in their agent back office. They'll be notified by email when they sign up. And in reference to all current Worth agents, anyone who is currently a Worth agent, the 30% discount is applicable on the one-time purchase or subscription option. So if you're currently a Worth agent right now and you haven't gotten going on the program, you now officially qualify for that 30% discount on whether it be the one-time purchase or the subscription option, and that is good until May 8th of this year. So 30 days you have for that 30% wholesale discount. So that 30% wholesale discount is applicable to everyone across the board. Okay, and the promo code for that, please write it down, is AGENT30. Okay, you have, again, 30 days to be able to get going with that. Now, the next item of information that we feel is pretty exciting is we have made some changes to rank advancement. For those of you that are currently Worth agents, hopefully you have a fairly decent understanding of how the current rank advancement model works, what you need to do to be able to advance in rank. But something that we are going through and adding is you can advance based solely on the number of sales. So in other words, there's no dollar volume requirement. So we're going to keep the current rank advancement model in place. For those of you that are following that rank advancement model and you want to currently use those qualifiers to advance in rank, you can do that. We're not taking that away, that stays. But if you'd like to simply advance in rank based on number of sales, no dollar volume requirement, you absolutely can do that. Now, when we say number of sales, it can be X number of sales of the subscription model. It can be X number of sales of the full price model. It can be X number of sales of the finance model. It can be any number of sales that will help you to be able to get to the next rank all the way up to partner with the company. Now, we don't have time to go through and train on what the number of sales requirements are tonight to get to each rank. We do apologize. It's just simply a time constraint that we knew we would have with tonight's call, but we will be covering that on a following call, most likely next Monday night's call. Okay? So hopefully that makes sense. And okay, the next thing that we want to touch on is direct to director promotion. For the next 30 days, if you make one sale, you can advance to director. So say that you are at the level of agent. Well, in the next 30 days, if you make one sale, whether it be a finance sale, whether it be a full sale, whether or not it be a subscription model sale, that one sale will get you from whatever rank you're at right now to director. So if you are currently at agent, you will go to director. If you're currently at supervisor, you'll go to director. Okay, so we feel like that's a pretty good, starting point for people to really get excited to jump in. Plus, you'll also qualify for that wholesale pricing if your clients decide that they also want to become agents. Okay, so and this is not only, I apologize, this is not only applicable to new agents, this is applicable to existing agents. So if you are an existing agent with Worth Unlimited, in the next 30 days, if you are at the rank of agent and you're already an existing agent, in the next 30 days, if you make one sale of any of our package options, then you will be boosted up to director. Okay, so actually, I got ahead of myself there. So again, it's eligible on any of the Worth Account products, full sale, finance sale, subscription sale, gold package, platinum package, etc. And this promotion expires at midnight, May the 8th. Okay, so get started. If you were referred to this call from outside the home office, please get back to the person that referred you, because we will not sign up anyone who was referred from another person direct to the company. We don't do that. That's not why we're here. Just if you were referred to this call from anyone other than the home office, please get back to that person who referred you, and they will help get you information on how to get going and get started. Okay? If you were invited to this call directly from the home office with no sponsor, then please contact agent support to help you get started as a Worth Unlimited agent. Please write this information down. You can either send an email to support@worthunlimited.com or call 877-576-5563 from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time, and we will get you more information on how to get started. Now, again, even if you were invited from the home office, chances are it won't make any sense, and we will not sign you up direct to the company. Chances are you were referred by somebody else, and we really do want to kind of talk through that with you, help figure out who that person was, get them credit for referring you. And even if it was somebody that signed you up in United First Financial, they may want to get started again. They may want to be able to take advantage of all these new advancements and tools and promos and benefits that are coming out. We want to be able to help you and as many people around you get started to really get out there and literally help the people in your inner circle and outer circle and people beyond your circle to be able to start getting out of debt, start building wealth, and start being able to improve their financial future. Okay, and as you saw on the call earlier, that ticker, that debt ticker, debt elimination ticker, that is real time. That's what's happening right now. We feel that with the tools, with the information, with the promotions, and everything that we are launching on this call right now, this is, again, the culmination, the effort of years' worth of effort put into the information that is being launched tonight. We feel that not only can we do greater production than we ever have in Worth Unlimited or in United First Financial, but more than both of them combined by far, in helping people to be able to get out of debt, how to understand the program, how to be able to eliminate their debt and convert their debt to wealth. It is something that this is just the beginning. When you start hearing rumors, whether it's from you and your participation in this, or you start hearing rumors from people that may be around you about what's happening, I can almost guarantee you, you will think on this call and look at this date as the starting point for something far greater than we've ever done before. So with that information, we do have a tremendous amount of people on this call tonight. One thing that we wanted to do is we wanted to go through and answer some questions that you may have. So if you have already entered a question, we're going to go through and do our best to try and answer some of those questions. And I'm going to go ahead and turn over the time to Mr. Mac Saunders, but after Mac, we will be on the line or on the webinar to try and get you some answers to your questions. So if you can, please hold for just one moment, and I'm going to turn the time back over to Mr. Mac Saunders.
All right, everybody. I know there was a lot of information to be thrown at you all in one shot, but I've got to tell you, I'm highly excited about the information. I have viewed it in depth. I hope you all are as excited as I am. We have seen more people on this call this evening than I think we've ever seen on a call, so there's a lot of interest. We have seen a lot of individuals. I was receiving text while Skyler was giving the presentation, and I just really want to just hit a couple highlights for you real quick. And for everybody that's on the call, we want to welcome you into the Worth team. If you're just at the point that you're just checking it out, great. If you're former You First and you're looking at the new face of Worth Unlimited and you're wanting to get moving forward, just contact the corporate office and they can put you in the direction with that information that was put up there before. But we have an exciting new marketing direction that we're working on, new finance and pricing options. We have the test subscription model that we're working through, new pricing options for everything that we are doing, and agent promos and ranks advancements. Now, between you and I, the piece that to me was just the coolest piece was when I saw that live ticker, because we see so many companies that say what they can and what they can't do, but this is a live engaged ticker that is in direct connection with people that are utilizing the Worth Account program. So we're very excited for what we're doing. We're very excited for the number of people that were on the call. We have an absolute opportunity to explode this and help a lot of people realize their dreams with converting their debt into wealth. I want to really run that phrase down in your mind, convert your debt to wealth, by using the interest or the money that you should be paying to the bank. That little phraseology, you know, we have Buy America Back, one family at a time. That is still a huge part of our mantra, but I really want to impress on you, get it sunk in your mind, convert your debt into wealth by using the money that you would normally be paying to the bank in interest. This is just from our test markets and people we've spoken to and the trials that we've done. This is the direction we want to go. It's no longer asking somebody, do you have debt? Do you have multiple debts? We've gone so far past that it really is, what are you dreaming of financially? What are your financial goals? What are you trying to achieve? How are you trying to achieve them? What if I could come alongside you? What if I could show you a way to achieve those financial goals in less time than you already have penciled? So with all that having been said, I want to thank everybody for joining us this evening for the Worth Unlimited Agent Update and Sales Track Training, and we are moving in a whole new direction. And at this time, I'm going to go ahead and sign off, and then do stay on the call. Do stay on the call after I've signed off this evening. And there'll be somebody here to answer questions for you, but we're going to end the recording at this time. So everybody, thank you so much for joining us for the Worth Unlimited Agent Update and Sales Track Training Call for April 8th, 2019. Let's get out there and do it big. Let's get out there and do it right. But at the very least, let's get out there and do something right now. This is Max Saunders saying bye-bye for now. All right, you can go.
Okay, everyone. So what I'm going to do is me and Mac and a few other people will actually be answering typed questions through the GoToWebinar system. It won't be actually over the phone, but we will be typing responses back. Please do forgive us. We have a tremendous amount of people on this call, so tonight we won't be able to get to all of the questions, but please do know that over the next few weeks, next few months, and so on, we will be able to get you answers to all of your questions, and hopefully most of the questions that are being asked will be questions that answer, or most of the answers that are given will answer most of the questions that you have over the next few weeks. So again, I'm going to go ahead and sign off on the phone side of things, but we are going to jump on the question side of things typed into the webinar. And again, thank you so much for joining us for the call. It's so great to see so many familiar names on the webinar. And we'll go ahead and sign up for now. Type any questions you have, and we will get back to you as quickly as possible. Thanks so much. Thanks for joining the call, and have a fantastic evening. Bye-bye.